Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for September 25th, 2015. And this area of low pressure to our south here that we've been talking about for the last couple of days is a cutoff low is now expected to move inland here. The center of low pressure actually is going to be right about here. So all this precipitation is going to be in association with it. And we're closely monitoring the progress of this because we have a couple things going on this weekend. Most notably, we have, of course, the Pope's up in New York now, which is fine. But then by the time he gets to later in the weekend, when we had some questions here, when he gets to, we're looking at the Philadelphia weather here for when the Pope is going to be down there. So we also have a celestial event this weekend with the lunar eclipse, the supermoon lunar eclipse, which is going to be the last time you'll see this in the next 18 years. That would also be Sunday evening. Late Sunday evening. So we're definitely concerned with what's going to happen with this here. Now, we do need the rainfall. We're definitely below normal rainfall right now. We could definitely use the rainfall. So it's kind of like a catch-22. A couple things going on, just like when many of you in the summertime have said, oh, I have a birthday party, or I have something planned for the weekend here, and how's the weather going to be shaping up for the weekend. Same thing here, just a little different level of events, of course. But we're going to take this day by day here. Here's a look at today in the system to our south here. It looks like it's starting to creep to the north here, and then it kind of gets spread out a little bit, and then in a large part because there's a very strong high pressure that's sitting right about here. It's going to work its way slowly down into the Gulf of Maine and set up shop somewhere right in this area right here, right where I stopped the arrow here. So it's going to set up shop there, and it's going to do a couple things. One, it's going to create this dome here where none of this can go any further than that. So it'll keep our entire coverage area protected for during the course of the weekend here. The only problem is with high pressure. Every time you have high pressure in the Gulf of Maine, this usually spells an onshore flow and a marine flow. That's sending winds in directly from the east, and that means you're going to have mostly cloudy skies this weekend. So it's not going to be a bright sunny weekend. It might even have some drizzle in our southeastern locations, especially near the coastline. But it will be a mostly cloudy weekend for the entire coverage area for both Saturday and Sunday, it looks like. But no rain. Doesn't look like any rain, and that's because here's the high pressure now settling into the Gulf of Maine. And this is now looking at, this is late Saturday. This is Saturday evening. So you're still high and dry here across our coverage area here with no precipitation. But as this high gets established, and here you can see it early Sunday morning, big high pressure sitting here again in the Gulf of Maine, and the isobars are pointing way out in this way. So this is setting up this block here. So again, nothing can get past that line right there, and the only thing that's going to allow this to come through is when this high finally retreats to the east. Now, I do think that happens once we get past during the course of the day Sunday. Here is here's about noon on Sunday, and again, you see some precipitation is able to go around the periphery of the high here, and that's it. But again, this dome here, this is all dry here in our coverage area here. And then going a little bit further, this is now Sunday evening. So now this is the point where we'd be watching for the celestial event and also the post visit. So this is Philadelphia right here. High and dry here as far as precipitation is concerned, but we still have that onshore flow, so we're still going to be expecting cloudy or mostly cloudy or cloudy skies, so very low chance that you'll be able to see any lunar eclipse that night in our coverage area. And going into the overnight hours here, here's a look at actually after between midnight and early morning Monday. Here you start seeing some precipitation start moving in, and I think this is going to be, again, this is the stuff that was out in rounding the periphery of the high pressure here. High pressure well off to the east here now, so by moving east it allows this precipitation to move through. So this will be a blessing. This is what we need. We need some rain. And I'm talking about heavy rain here, but this will be here on Monday. We allow this precipitation to roll through, so just some showery activity that might last into maybe even to early Tuesday morning before this finally lifts out. And then we're going to have a cold front come through here later Wednesday. It's uncertain whether or not this produces any precipitation or not. Right now we're going to keep it partly cloudy given the uncertainty. And then we have toward the end of the week, it should dry out nicely. We should have a nice pattern changing storm that we're expecting sometime in the first few days of October that will send us into much cooler temperatures as we get into the month of October as a whole. Still going with below average temperatures for the month of October, and there's nothing right now that is straying us away from that idea. And it looks like it's as the models are starting to catch on to that idea that we will have a colder than average start to October, whereas just about every other forecast I saw looked like it was going to be pretty warm, and we kept saying no, no, no. So now it looks like everything's coming around to our idea. So cooler than average once we get past about the 3rd or 4th of October, and probably staying that way for the majority of the month. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and that is your outlook for September 25th, 2015. Have a great Friday.